Welcome everyone to the LinkedIn Power Lab webinar. My name is Gunnar. This topic for this month will be advanced LinkedIn tips. I run this monthly webinar series since February 2020. So then we're about in episode number 22 or 23. And typically this runs on every third Monday. And now as we are half a year already into 2021, and we know that social media is here to stay and actually also to help us during the time of the pandemic or to the return pandemic, so to say. Therefore, I thought it might make sense, particularly for many people of us who are using LinkedIn in a rather basic setting, to get into the next level. The only thing is there's nothing like what actually means basic or advanced. So I hope that every one of you can take something from the session for today. The way how I create it, I will show this during this session, and also how I would like to operate it, that we use the chat room wherever we can. I will have a couple of questions for the audience, and also what I would like to have then there, that we can get a bit of discussion going. So getting into the topic. So for those who don't know me yet, because we have a couple of people who didn't join me yet so far. So my name is Gunnar. I'm a social media consultant. I'm blogging about the topic of social selling, and I created 2 online courses on that topic as well, and I published some 22 books. So please use the chat room to contribute. I have everyone unmuted, and I think that is the way how it should work well. So let's get into the contents. So what did I prepare for today? Advanced LinkedIn tips. And the way how I have it in these slides, they are that I can talk through them to you, but you will also receive a PDF of the slides that help you as well also to do something with them afterwards. So therefore there is a bit of text on it, but not only. 3 topics for today. First is a creator mode. Some of you might have it or might have heard about it, but majority not. The second is about content. What's new and what can we use and how can we use that? And the third one will be about engagement, how to turn content into conversations. I recently delivered a 2-step masterclass about LinkedIn for an education institute in India, and I really enjoyed also the let's say interactivity that can come over the chat room. So therefore we will also do this. That was really nice one. So who's the target audience for the topics that I'm talking today? The majority of yourself are not corporate salespeople. This is what I'm normally doing during the day, but in the evening, I'm happy to help small businesses, solopreneurs, those who have their own shop, their own business, those who are in network marketing, affiliate marketing, everyone who has the question how to stand out, how to use content, drive conversations with this content. I'm not necessarily targeting job seekers, but in today's world, LinkedIn is not a job search tool as such, like in the past. It's more about how to stand out with a personal brand. And that can be relevant to find the next job as well. So let's look into this one, the creator mode. So this is something which is rather new for this year, and it's very, very worth to look into it. The creator mode is a set of things, a set of functions, which many of you might have spotted over the last 2 months in viewing someone else's profile. And you could have asked yourself, how have they done that? Let me show you. But before we do this, I would like to ask you in the chat, and please write there, I will ask the question as well, when did you update your LinkedIn profile? Please answer in the chat, curious about it. It was less than a month ago, Karen, that's very nice. Joy, last year. Oh, time to make a change on this one. For me, also 3 months, that's fine. Carl, yes, correct. Arvin, hey, nice that you're there. And I saw your changes. Chris, 2 weeks ago, that's nice. By the way, Chris, greetings from Cremon Point to Mosman, not far away. And Mick, I saw that you put all of your stars over there and some kind of changes. Yeah, thank you. So then some of you are actually changing regularly, some others not. And actually it makes sense to make a change. And the best way to change this is also, of course, when you do have a change, like a different role, different position in the same company, you move country or whatever you do, then of course you do a change, but it's not only that one. Yeah, and Bell, I know a little bit we can do and help you on that one. So, yeah, posting content, Mick, we're not there yet. That's the question, next one. So, today, I always say LinkedIn is a great way for a personal brand when we are looking for someone. If I try to buy clothes, something new, I would go to a shop, if I can go to a shop, not in Sydney lockdown, of course, and I try to figure out this or that type of product before I would out myself and go and ask for advice. I would like to research before contacting. Now, of course, I can do this on LinkedIn as well. I can figure out who offers me this. Typical question, I'm looking for a business coach. Imagine I would like to do my side business a bit larger, and one day I may become a business consultant by myself. So I would like to see how others present themselves on LinkedIn before I spend time with them. And typical thing like recruiters would say, we have 7 seconds to get a first impression on a resume. So on LinkedIn, first view, I'm looking for a business coach and I find Bruce Wall. The good thing, I know him and I know his expertise, and he's in the market for decades. He could actually already retire. And his LinkedIn profile, of course, is a little bit older. You can see there is no background picture like this, but we have 261 common connections. Okay, he is very, very respected in the market. So that's Bruce. It looks like some years ago, but he doesn't really need to make any changes, he thought. Let me look another one. So I found Simon, who just celebrated 15,000 followers. You see the difference? I have the feeling that he knows what he's talking about, and he's talking about what he knows. A lot of different things. And even a personal area, we know that he's in love with Naomi. So that's nice. And also a similar range of common connections. Ah, interesting. But I can see even the amount of followers. Don't see it for Bruce. I can even immediately see what services he provides. Not too bad. And a nice background image. Lots of things that Simon has done that Bruce hasn't done yet. So a couple of items here come from what is called the creator mode. So what that is, inside your LinkedIn profile, when you try to do the changes, there is a word of creator mode. I switch it on. And then I can say my top 5 hashtags I'm following or contributing. The reason is what LinkedIn wants to do to keep people on the platform. LinkedIn is supporting content creators, those who share topics, those who demonstrate their expertise. And the best way to handle this is by hashtags. It's not Instagram. We do not want to have 50 hashtags in a post, but rather 3 to 5 in a post, not more. So here, which are those 5 hashtags that we serve? In my case, LinkedIn, networking, social media, social selling, personal branding. That is added below the headline. So hashtags are important. And hashtags on Facebook, and particularly on Instagram, they are there to express a feeling like worst lockdown ever, something like that. But nobody is searching for that. On LinkedIn, a hashtag is a way to find content. If I always like topics like energy healing, which, well, that's your topic actually, if I would always engage with content or very often on this particular hashtag, then LinkedIn gives me in my feed relevant information in the feed. That's the point of it. So if I put in the 5 hashtags, it makes sense. The creator mode also changed the way how the whole profile looks like. The featured and activity section, they move up. The about section moves down. The connect buttons that normally all of you have typically a blue big button called connect. This becomes follow, because many of these content creators, they already have many, many followers, enough of connections, but they would like to get more followers. For example, the The former CEO and founder of my company, Hootsuite, where I'm happily working in my dream company, has 1.7 million followers. Of course, he's not about to get more connections, but followers. So, benefit, stand out over your boring competition. Switching on the creator mode looks like this here. So John Smybert, also, this is not a topic of generations or anything. John Smybert also is in retirement age and is so busy and happily contributing to the world of the sales profession. He has there talks about B2B sales, sales tips, sales process, sales strategy, and sales leadership. Yeah, so that's a creator mode that you have the chance to elevate your content. And content creates conversations turning into conversions. So for everyone who's a traditional corporate sales employee, might not be the best idea, but everyone else who can decide on what content to choose for what person brand, it is a good idea to have this before your competition use the creator mode. And you can combine it with something else. The next one here, the next topic, is something called service pages. So there was a gray area below the profile that we saw of Simon providing services. You can click on it. And here's an example of Teddy Burris. He's a LinkedIn trainer. And then he has a little about section on it, the services he provides. So if somebody is looking for public speaking, he would pop up there, for example. So that's a good way also to do this. That is its own page. It's not the profile anymore. It goes to a separate page, like a business card. So it's a very useful addition to the creator mode. You press on providing services, what you see at the top, and then you get all of that one. There's no need to scroll down to the about and read a lot of stuff, but immediately see that is a person who is in business consulting, for example. Ideal for consultants, coaches, and sole traders. So LinkedIn is supporting them instead of only the big company employees. That's a good one. The LinkedIn profile, the LinkedIn company page, and the service pages are different elements now, have their own URL. So Arvin, you asked why it's not a good idea for corporate sales employees. This depends the company brand if they allow that. So there are companies, like I always tell the example of Apple, they never like that that employees would share content because they don't believe in a personal brand. And there are companies like Hootsuite, where I'm happily employed, and there, of course, I can write whatever I want as long as it's not against the rules and regulations. So therefore, it's more, in that sense, it's possible more for those who have a chance to post about it. But traditionally, what type of service would you provide as a corporate salesperson? If you say you're not an account executive, but you are actually a social media consultant, what you can position yourself towards your clients, and then you can write that. Then it would work. But you need to have a sales manager as your boss who understands that. So, Joy, you asked if it's like a Facebook page. Not a full page like Facebook has, because it's only this type of thing. It's basically an addition to the profile. So you can have, so you cannot basically follow the services page, but you follow the person. And there's millions of followers possible. In LinkedIn, you have, every profile can have 30,000 connections, like Facebook can have 5,000 friends. The good thing here, it is a standardized offering format. So for every one of those, let's say LinkedIn trainers who have that, the customers can see at least in the same way. That's good. But something else we can add, because not every one of us has a name which is easy to say. So if you take, for example, Sue Parker, her name is easy. Everyone in English-speaking countries knows how to say that. But in my case, or Arvin, in yours, even with your last name, not everyone might be able to say Nadarajan very fast. It might be good to record this. So we have 10 seconds to record the name. You can put your name there, but you can also say, my name is Gunnar, I'm a mortgage broker, and I'm the best property buyer in the whole Northern Beaches, something like that. whatever you can want to say and be creative. Again, it's more used so far by consultants and coaches, not by corporate employees, but they can do it as well to stand out. But you need to record on the mobile app. I think rarely people have it already. Any of you who already has this name pronunciation, you would recognize it with the speaker logo next to the name. So do you have this? Who has it on the LinkedIn profile? Any one of you? Con, welcome. Of course you have it. That's a good one. Adam, not yet, but might be a good one. Your name is easy to understand, but then we hear your voice. That would be a good one. And Con, you will recognize yourself in one of the next slides. So it's an idea to present your voice to the public, which for a non-native English speaker like myself is not always so easy, of course. So the next one, the cover story, and Con, welcome. So here's an example. Typically the picture, and Con even has his title as a social selling warrior there. And even he has his gender over there, he and him. That's also a new feature. But there's something new. We can add a short video of 30 seconds. That is even a better way to show how it's to work with us. So if you go, everyone, to the profile of Con Sotiris, then after 3 seconds, it would start a video, and I show how it looks like. You recognize this. I know, Con. You just write your video is not very polished, but it's authentic. It's what it's all about. So you recognize by an orange circle around the photo. And you also can put a quick elevator pitch. It shows how you talk and act as a person. That's a nice one. So that's how it looks like. So that was a screenshot just while you've been talking, Con. And you don't wear the same suit, of course, I see that, but it shows you as a sympathetic person as you are. So in this 30-second video, I really like it. Well done. So I hope you don't mind that I show this. So there's a couple of things that you've seen, creator mode and so on, which really can help you to rework your profile, but you haven't done it for a while anyway, to switch it on. You would spend overall 30 minutes, maybe 1 hour, and then you have done, and you go to the next level. That's good. In the meantime, more people joined. That's very nice. And hey, that's nice. Even people from very far away from my side. That doesn't mean only the west of Sydney or Brisbane, but also it means Romania, Bucharest, Buna Ruxi. Nice to see you there.
Hi. Hi.
Also those which
very
are
nice to see
very close, like Tony on the same street. That's nice to see you there as well. The world is small. So let's go further. My second topic for today is all about content. So question to you, asking again, how often do you create your own content on LinkedIn? Daily. Own content means at least you write some words. There are some people who only share what the employer gives you without commentary. That doesn't count. Every few days is what Joe wrote, and articles once a month. Good one, articles, thank you. Not everyone does it. Adam, every week or two. Yeah, Joy, you stop thinking of going back. I can get you some kind of advice over there. How to do that. Once or twice a week is Anthony, what you write. But Anthony, you have a great following. So that's a good one. It's good to use it, but don't do too much. Chris, you're writing articles. I know your website. I know your presentation. You're an expert on emotional intelligence. So then when you write the articles, of course, they're well researched. You cannot do them daily. Yeah, and Bell, you write about 3 times a week. If memory serves me well, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And that's nice. Yeah. About the articles, I don't talk too much about articles, but about a feature of them. Yeah, so it's completely different. Some of you go rather daily and some go maybe weekly or so. The question is, why do we do this? I think we are using content to convert it into whatever is the call to action. If we're here to sell, then we write content to get people coming to us, like the funnel management. You need to have many people who see this, you squeeze them, you nurture them, and at the end, somebody is buying. If you are in public service, you're not selling against dollars, but at least you can position the services of your organization. There's so many reasons, but it all means the same as joy as you write. You need to get people engaged to your post. And that means quite an effort. There are some people who are just posting and posting and posting, and nobody is reacting to it. That doesn't lead to anything. So therefore, it means something particular for the people. So there's something new, what I wrote and share for the first time today. It's a method to choose what type of content. I call it Trello. There's a software called Trello, which is a Trello board, which you can use for project management. It has been recently acquired by Atlassian, one of the two fantastic Australian software companies. The other one is Canva. So what do I mean with Trello? The Trello board, some people might know this is a way how you can structure things like a project, like this is a new online course I'm doing. I'll talk about it later. I laid out everything about it. And then I can measure the time I need, the progress, all of this. That software is called Trello, so many people know that. But I use this acronym for something. So what do I write about? And I do not mean just LinkedIn, take social media in general. I write about travel. I know at the moment not everyone in Australia can travel more than 10 kilometers. I know that, but we have a desire. So that is something to gain attention. I write about results. That can be a case study, something that where you help people to achieve something. I can write with enthusiasm, something to really get people onto it, to some topic that really means something for you. For example, every Sunday, I play with my last name habits and I show about the good habits that we can add or the bad habits to get rid of. And I write this with enthusiasm and I get a nice range of engagement from completely different people than I normally have. That helps to build the foundation of a network. And then, and I hope most of you who know me can confirm, for me it's about education, but I don't mean education like a teacher who says you need to learn this, but rather we are all learning. I attend an event and I show what I've been learning for this, as long as it's relevant to my network. The next one is also lifestyle. Particularly those who follow me on Facebook, they can see that even a walk around the area in Sydney Harbour can also have nice places to go despite lockdown. So I try to put lifestyle in a non-bragging way. And at the end, it's all about the opportunity. So maximum 20% of what we are writing should have business relevant, that you have an offering or something like that. But all of them should be related to value. So to put these terms, which by totally by accident are coming into the word Trello, I can also put it in rules with 4P. So provide value in all posts. Post once per day, maximum twice. Once per day if you have enough and you like to share content. If you post twice per day or 3 times per day, then the LinkedIn algorithm believes that your audience is already, let's say, saturated by your content. And at the end, they had too much of it. So then it does not really help. In the opposite. Pitch, never. Never. It's more for me the pull marketing, not to say I offer you this, but rather to talk about how that service helps others so that the prospects might come to you instead of you push it out to them. And then produce content in batches, not in a sense of, oh, I need to write today. I don't have time anymore. And then you make bad content. I rather like to sit down and say, okay, now I write 3 episodes of my Social Selling Monday, which are coming every Monday, and I can schedule it using Hootsuite, for example, the world's best scheduling software for that. But it's a good idea when you are really into something like a content creation that you produce a lot out of this one. So that's the principle how I work, and I call it Trello. That is a brand new naming for that. Does it make sense? Thank you. But you wrote about, I've done a lovely post last night, which gained lovely results and responses. Yeah, quite nice one. So thank you. How to measure that actually? Typically, the first thing we see on a post is the number of views. But we cannot buy anything from the views. Nobody pays us bills from that. But if there are no views, there are no reactions, or let's say likes. And then it's more further into comments. We need to have the comments, but there's no comments if nobody likes it, and nobody likes it and nobody sees it. Therefore, the views are the first part of it. And I will give you an example. So simply, I call this Trello because this is how the letters came into being, and I use Trello board for creating projects. So a couple of new things. In the past, until end of June, it was normal that a LinkedIn post would have a maximum of 1,300 characters, which is about 200 words or one full screen on my iPhone. But that is not long enough anymore. So in the meantime, of course, we need to reduce and link to external content, but in the meantime, it has been increased into 3,000 characters, 500 words. Good. LinkedIn would like to keep content on the platform, not to go away to blog posts or to websites like news or Forbes or Inc.com or whatever. So therefore, it's more. We also have the LinkedIn articles. They're good for search engine optimization, but it takes a while to produce them. It took me 2 months to write the first one. So the idea of a longer post is to show your expertise by adding more points to a topic from different angles. That's that one. I used it every now and then already, so that I don't have to limit myself. And what I like to do is also to go to events like the post on the left-hand side. I attended the Sales Leader Forums from John Swibert. I tag people, you can see this here on the example, John, Tony, Joe, and Dan, for example, and Diana. So that then they saw this and their network saw that. That's important. Then I wrote it, and it's not on the screen, but there was another concluding paragraph, some hashtags on it. And that got me some 2,000 views at least. That was a good thing. It's important that you also build relationships with people who would be ready to comment on it. So some examples here in the call, for example, Arvin, you're good in commenting, so really like what you shared recently, the couple of things that you commented on others. So that gets you the chance to become a prolific writer, because before writing content and publishing, the first thing you can do is simply to comment and provide further value, that people come on good ideas. So that comes first. So that is a post length increase. So then I looked into something else, which is the question of an image says more than 1,000 words, but maybe we do not need so many words. So most content on LinkedIn has a picture and then something. But, now comes a big but. Look this one. Justin Welch started 3 years ago with maybe 1,000, 2,000 connections or followers on LinkedIn. He just passed 100,000. He wrote this post, and there's a very critical point on LinkedIn. A post with the photos has 3 lines, and then you see more, ... see more. A post without a photo like this one has 5 lines, and with 5 lines, you can see them. The first one, want to build a massive following. The second one is empty. The third one, make some extra cash. The fourth one is empty. And then here's your 7-step plan, hand down. The only thing we want as a reader is to press see more. That's how Justin wrote that. I really like his way of writing. He's a master in text-only posts without any picture needed. Brilliant, really love that. We want our audience to press see more. It's so critical that the beginning is enticing them to do this, to make people curious. That's the magic on it. You can, and some people do this, I'll give you an example. You give it a title. LinkedIn post doesn't have a title, but you do it, then you do a 3 line, and then you start with something which is enticing the people who want to press see more, and you choose your pictures well that people want to see it. That's good. So here we can also use emojis, but don't overload. It's not Instagram. Right? Simple language. Justin is the best example on this one. So what we should do, we should become a storyteller in KISS fashion. Keep it simple and stupid. So next one, Justin again, and see. Within 4 days of that post, when I found it, 1180 likes, 309 comments. The other one after 2 days, also great. 10 of the most useful LinkedIn writing tips. Empty line, hand, empty lines. So you really need to press on see more to see that. That's very good. Con, you added just now, recent research. You can get higher engagement values by using more images for small and large accounts, but for middle-sized accounts, videos perform better. That's an interesting one. Con, would you like to elaborate more on that? I mean, in writing, in talking, would you like to unmute yourself?
Yes, I just read a recent report from the Social Insider. I'll put the link in the chat if you want. But they found that depending on the size of the accounts, the text-only posts are not getting as much engagement. You've got to combine it with some videos and or a picture. So I'll send you the link. I'll put in the text. It's interesting reading. It's not a long read, but it talks a little bit about how the mixture of text and video
please do that.
Get engagement.
Thank you, Con. Please add this link. I can put it onto some of the slides and for the slide to prepare them further. Arvin, you also asked a question for someone who isn't as experienced in generating content at speed. What methods do you suggest to generate interactive content? Take yourself as a reader. Study about anything that you are up to when it comes to, for example, you're a master on selling software. Put yourself in the shoes of a reader. Observe what others are writing. Put out something on the paper and write about it yourself, just observations. Figure out what others are writing about, and you surely realize there's something missing. And what really makes sense is ask yourself a question and then try to find answers in the way how Justin done in this example. You would like to do this? Here's some ideas. Don't put it on the way of you know everything. Demonstrate your learning, demonstrate your progress. I mostly, maybe about 80%, I start actually with the question as well. So that makes sense. What I have one Word document for all my LinkedIn posts where I'm writing by myself every year, which includes at the bottom kind of a scrapbook type of thing where I just add some ideas. Or when I attend a webinar, when I read a longer article, just write it down, my observations. And then once in a week, sit down on this scrapboard and look if there's any kind of theme you can see, any kind of pattern you observe. And then ask your network. I give you a funny example. There's one book author here from Australia who I admire a lot, Tony Hughes. He wrote a fantastic book, The Joshua Principle. And that was him applying social selling 6 years ago. And then he just had a new book out, he's #1 on Amazon, but the other book he put out in 2018. Before doing this, he simply asked every week, twice, a question. Hey, sales reps, what do you think about this or that? And I thought, hey, Tony, you know that. But his purpose was research. He wanted to have a base of research. That's a good way to do it. Ask your network. And I mean, as an example, put out a poll. Ask people about an opinion on something. And then ask them to comment on it. And then you have 3-4 posts that you can write about. I come to this point. But content creation is something which takes a bit, but then you get there. And don't overdo it anyway. A nice way to do is to use documents. So that's a feature that came, I think, 3 years ago. How to gain more engagement on the post And that example here is, for example, from Dimka. I've been mentoring her on her LinkedIn journey middle of last year onwards. And she just created this around that time frame. She used the software called Canva, the other great Australian software company, to create it. She created a square size of images, 5 of them, 5 pages, large enough that you can see it. The letters are large enough that you can see it on a mobile phone. 3 habits to adopt for success on LinkedIn every day. That is the first one, and then 3 slides with it and a conclusion. Perfect. A multi-page document to visualize content instead of just text. The beauty is here, LinkedIn algorithm likes that. You can use Canva, even PowerPoint, whatever, put out a PDF and ensure the text is straight to the point. Use images wherever you can. So another person out of my network who's a good master in this, not sure if he's in it today, would be Rao Kakatala. No, it's not in today. So you can show your expertise to the broader community, and it's visual. It's very nice. Higher visibility than normal posts. Done that first time 3 years ago when I gave LinkedIn training for book authors, and then I put 10 out of the slides. I put it in that format, not with a lot of text, and I got, by my surprise, 9,000 views on it. But back then I had maybe 10% from it. Wonderful. Not every day to do like this, but every now and then do this. And Dimka was good in this regard because she has been learning about, and she put her learning, the way how she took everything what she learned about it into kind of a summary. And that's how she learned that. Yeah. So, and they are organized in form of a carousel, as you just mentioned, Con, and there's a lot of nice engagement. So we talked about the articles, but an article is this long format, real nice long text to position your thought leadership, which can have 2,000 words, 3,000 words, whatever, a bigger piece. In the meantime, as there's not so much ongoing on articles anymore, LinkedIn nearly forgot about it. They added last year a subscription for it, and that's nice. So here, for example, we have Jen Jackson. She's living 1 kilometer from here, one of the famous Sydney-based career coaches. So then she is one of those who have a newsletter. So it's kind of rejuvenation of the LinkedIn articles in form of a subscription. So I subscribed it. She has about, memory serves me well, 17,000 followers, but it has nearly 25,000 subscribers. You go on her profile, on the articles, and you can see them. But I really like notifications are sent out in the notification tab of LinkedIn when there's a new episode. That's really good. Not everyone has it, randomly given to members. I'm planning mine as well. I haven't done yet. I would call it social media habits, playing with my last name. Yeah, because LinkedIn found out there's a desire for rich content with a kind of a guaranteed notification being sent to interested readers. Good idea. You can gain subscribers for sharing your content and then follow up based on their reactions. Some people say you need to own an email list that you can send them something. But here, this is something like that as well. You have a newsletter, you get your subscribers, they're also yours, so to say. Of course, if LinkedIn would not be there anymore, you don't have it. But still, you have a way how you can market towards the same people, and they're happy once they subscribe to read the next one. It's really to build a community. It's a great way. As long you have enough to say in a frequency, which is good. So she has every second week. I would go maybe once per month. Somebody else does it weekly. The next one are polls. How to find ideas for content. So you can gain feedback, ask questions. It will run for 1 week. It has 4 opinions to have. And the typical would be option A, B, C, and other. And on that one, you can put it in the comments. I could change my opinion within that week, but nobody sees what I'm voting for. That's at least it's a good thing. So the idea is to collect input from your network, about the topic, you can then follow up with those who are voting and write about it. So the creator of the poll sees who's on there, and you can see also who simply likes this. So that here was from Sue Parker. She got 75 likes or reactions and 124 comments. So that's a good one. It can lead to nice engagement. Good idea. I just talked about engagement. So that was about content. So a couple of minutes to go. Question to you. Big question. If you use video messages to communicate in good question. Who's done that? Esan, thanks for your comment. So who's using video messages in LinkedIn? Not many. Chris, not yet. Ada, not yet. Esan, you've done once. So mostly not yet. That's a nice one. But many of you might have done this on FaceTime or Facebook Messenger or even on WhatsApp. So why not here? But the first topic I want to show you as an advanced tip is the away or out of office function that is only valid for premium users, not for free. So then it's the first step towards a meaningful usage of the LinkedIn messaging inbox. Only for premium, sorry. It can be combined with links for readers to download any type of material. So here, there's an example from Jordan Andrews. He said, I'm currently away. I respond to a message after 26th of January. This is an official slide picture from LinkedIn. We tried it as well. We had our week off in our company in early July. So then some used this. It's a good idea. The next one, when we're already on messaging, is in the past, once it has been sent, it didn't work anymore, it's gone. But here's an example. Con, you and I, we exchanged that a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to figure out how that works with deleting and editing. And that's the difference to maybe Facebook and WhatsApp. So I wrote to Con, looking forward to welcome you in the webinar tonight. That was last month. And I made a typo, welcoming. So as Con didn't see it yet at that moment, I clicked on the three little dots that you can see there next to the emojis. And I had the chance to edit. And I've done that. And it shows that it was edited. So now we can do it as well, but only if the message has not been read by the recipient so far. So I cannot delete it after the person read the message. So that doesn't go. But typically, if I would send it to someone to realize, oh, there's a mistake, I can correct it. You can also add reactions in there. You do not need to always look for emojis. The 5 top emojis are there, which is not always easy on a desktop anyway. So then hover over the message, get the context menu, and then you have it done. You cannot change the skin tone here, but there is this black and white face. When you click on it, you get the full emoji keyboard. I think that's a good approach that at least we can also make a reaction very fast. So now the video messages. So the video message is this one. But before that, there's a question from Avin. What are my thoughts about hashtagging people? 80% I'm in favor for that. I would hashtag people in a post then when there's a likelihood that they respond to it. If I would tag people in a post with and always the same people, always plenty, and they don't react, then LinkedIn believes I'm spamming. Should not be done. And that means tagging people, not necessarily hashtagging, but tagging the people. A hashtag would be then the hashtag signed in front of that. So in a post, I would have 3-4 people that I can tag in there because I would like to get that their network sees it. They see it, they react on it, their network sees it, and my post is going broadly. But if those people never react, it won't help. They might even complain. Why did you tag me? I don't want that. So that's a tricky thing. Would you hashtag potential customers? Companies, yes. People, when you did not build a relationship, no. If I would reach out to potential, if I'm in partner business, to say, to take partner A, to take them on something, that's good for you, then it might look very strange for partner B, who I did not tag. Why do I prefer one person over the other? Not good. Wouldn't do that. I rather would take a piece of content and share the link to this to a person instead of in the public. In the public only when I know the person would like it. But getting to video messaging. Thanks for the question, Anne. Video messaging. So if you go on the mobile app, you have at the bottom this write a message. You have the plus symbol on the left, and you have the microphone on the right. If you press the plus symbol, then you get the camera icon, and then you can do a simple video call. Video call in the sense of video messaging, so it's like a voicemail. You can also show the real you. You can use a kind of a tripod wherever you have that on, only in the mobile app. Click on that plus sign, and then on the video button. That's how that would work. Good one. It's a way to engage with people. You start the recording, and then you stop again when you stop the recording. 2 minutes is possible, otherwise it will stop automatically. It's a good way, I like it. So when we have done that, we've done all of this. Our profile looks well. We have our content developed nicely. We know how to engage with people. But when and how should we do that? Let me take a post which got me quite busy. This post here had 143,000 views, which are plenty. 39 reactions, 41 comments. Could have been more comments, but okay. It has been shared 25 times. So how to go over this? Lucky enough, not every post has this potential. So first is commenting. Typically, algorithm says within the first 2 hours of posting would be good to comment on first reactions. Of course, I posted it at a time when my network has been available. And then that was in the evening, was on a Sunday, 5 p.m. or so. Then I checked other checkpoints, not all the time, but maybe evening, next morning, next evening, and so on. Idea to keep a conversation going. When you see that there's something moving, do that. Answer all comments, maybe except those where somebody says just thanks or something like that. I don't encourage that. But then connecting. So then this post has been shared by 25 people. I don't know their viewers. And from the 25 people, I didn't know 20 of them. They found it because I served hashtags that apparently mean something to them.
Excuse me, Gunnar, can you show us that post if it's possible?
No, I can't, Belle.
Oh, okay.
You know this, that's a post, something about 8 habits of whatever, which got me these 143,000 views. It's one post. It was a post that has been written by what the name at the moment, by Tim Denning, a blogger from Melbourne, on Medium, and this post already had 10,000 claps on Medium, which means something. It was a very successful post over there, and I basically transported it into here. But what I say is, this post has been shared by other people. So then, of course, I engage with those people who found that post good enough to share it further. They didn't share the Medium article, they shared my post on it. So I watched the profiles of those who commented. I engaged with them. I used a personalized invite to say, hey, thanks for liking this article or my post about the article called 8 Habits to Build or whatever it was. It was good. And with this, I could click into gain my network. That was a good one. And then so I commented, I connected with people, and I tried to convert about it. So to figure out that there were people which are in an area which I didn't serve well beforehand. This article said was in favor of the power for introvert people. Very good. The quiet achievers, so to say. That was nice. There were a couple of coaches who helped those people. Brilliant. And now I could communicate directly with them because they became my new connections. I could then use voice messages and video messages to disrupt their own text-based messages in their inbox. I could even then figure out and tell over time, hey, thanks for liking this post. Here's something else in the direction that might be of value for you. And as I use my own hashtag, I could send even the hashtag to them. Many people that post content and totally forget following up on it. If you post 5 times on a day, you have no time to follow up anymore. So therefore, if I post just once per day, more properly, then also I can take the time for that. So I can add the link in the slide here for that particular post. Happy to do. Good idea, Ben. So, Carrick, what's the most important thing about using LinkedIn you can leave us with? The most important thing, LinkedIn is your personal brand. Full stop. The personal brand is, or brand in general, when a company brand is what Google tells about you, then the personal brand is what people can see about you without asking you. That's the important thing. And the most important there, you can use content to create conversations which you convert into whatever you want. So for the personal brand, you can use the creator mode, the service pages, and so on, including the cover story, to show the real you. You can use the content. You can use my Trello formula, or whatever way of how you can organize what you're writing about. And it doesn't matter if 1 week you are more lazy to write, doesn't matter. But certain consistency is important. Use all the features that I shared and then engage with the people. Use the features here. Send a birthday congratulation message if you know the people. But ensure you add a bit of a routine. 30 minutes per day on LinkedIn should work well to have a profile that works, to have a personal brand that you serve, and to gain conversations. 30 minutes per day is enough. Salespeople would say, where do I find these 30 minutes? But the answer is simple. It's part of your work because you engage with prospects. The same valid for entrepreneurs, for small business owners. So next steps, how can I help on this one? I can actually do. So that would be discovery call. If you have a question, how I can help further, let me know. That would be 30 minutes for free discussion. Then I can help on the refreshing your profile. Many of you mentioned you haven't touched it in a while, so I can get you on some ideas. So that's a good way of doing this. Here's a button you can press on that one. And also I have an online course for LinkedIn to cover the most important topic. So that means it includes to complete your profile is part of the course, how to connect properly, what type of content and how you write that. Particularly, I look into commenting, curating, creating content, and then how to convert it. This is all what I put, including some more tools, into an online course, which is ready to learn about it. You can have it as the course, or including some mentoring with myself. But there's one more thing which is now completely new. And I looked into some of you and talked to some who are basically looking into the whole holistic idea of the digital marketing, social media, and so on. And many have some kind of trouble with that. So what I learned from Justin Welch is creating a product in public. So as I know how to do online courses technically, I thought, why not this? I'm coaching currently a couple of small business owners on the more holistic approach of digital marketing and social media. Why not to put it into a course together? Learn how to launch your online world. And this has, so I showed now for the first time, that's the one that I built in the Trello tool to get the ideas, and then I put it into Kajabi. So that is how the course will look like inside. The course comes with 5 modules. One about the marketplace. So we look into exactly what's your professional industry, where to find and how to find prospects and clients, how to deal with suppliers, competitors, particularly how to run a competitive analysis, what they are doing well on digital and social, and where to find influencers. First part. Then about yourself, how you stand out, how you find your voice, how to do funnel management and so on. That's what you. Then we look into the whole area of digital, like website, landing pages, autoresponder. It's quite overwhelming for many. So I thought, let's give this a holistic view instead of just going into LinkedIn as one story. Then the whole social media, LinkedIn, of course, Facebook, Instagram. What does it mean to have a profile and a page? How does it work with a group? What I learned is, think about Facebook and Instagram, you use posting to tell in stories to sell. So to work with the groups. You are selling in messaging in groups and stories, but if you're posting, you don't pitch. That's good learning. And then how to combine this together to have your launch. And so it looks like it is a 5-week type of program. In 5 weeks, you are able to say, I have now this mess somewhere. And after 5 weeks, you have it all streamlined and it fits well together. A couple of tools in there, comes with 25 lessons, 5 times 5, 3.5 hours of video, and it's very practical. So I'm building this now and very keen to help particular entrepreneurs, small business owners, network marketers, affiliate marketers, and so on. So that's brand new, will come. So that's all what I wanted to share for today. So thanks for everyone. I saw Arvin and Con also contributed a bit more, so that's good. I really like what you can write in the chat. Thanks for that one. That's good. And I hope that the session was any helpful. If any question, please let me know. I'm happy to share more. We sent out the slides and the recording, which is coming at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. So thanks everyone for joining. And looking forward to help you getting into the next level. Here's my Facebook group for this organic LinkedIn community, more than 600 members in the meantime. Thanks everyone for joining. Thank you. Which languages do we have? Dekui, merci vielmals, Dankeschön, Karl, mulțumesc, Roxy. That's nice. And Bernam also. Sebastian. Thank you, everyone. Looking forward to talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Gunnar.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gunnar.
Gunnar.
Very